Okay, so this is going to be an earth sign reading. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And we're about to go ahead and get started. What I'm basically doing is reading the energy and how it's going to play out for a little while. And what you need to possibly, what could help you work on whatever you might be working on too. So, also, I'm going to be pulling one card for a romance, just to see what's going on, what kind of energy we have going on, and go from there. Taurus, it seems like you've been trying to get a balance. It seems like you have it a certain way, but you don't seem to be. It could be career and not a relationship, or a relationship and not a career, or both, but it goes up and down, type of thing. And it even seems like that all the time with you, almost like you're just so divided, but in a way it keeps you balanced. But what it's saying is that the way you think is almost like a defense approach. So let's say you meet someone and you think automatically, oh my God, you can't trust them. They just lied, this and this, you're sizing them up, doing this, doing that, analyzing and, doing all of that. And what it does is it triggers you to act a certain way, which then creates this situation and that situation, this situation, which creates your reality. And if you get past all those thoughts and the daily things, if you can just kind of sink below all of that, there is a you that likes to give to everyone. And that is actually really friendly. And really sharing. And, easy to get along. And more relaxed with life, There's that side to you, that's the real you. And what it's saying is that it's the way you think is what is manifesting, what keeps manifesting, and that's what's, growing these things that you're constantly creating, because you are. Tauruses always do. But it's saying it's been played out. That same game has been played out. I mean, I'm not going to even tell you you shouldn't have done all. It doesn't matter. You went through it. You've been through it. What's next? What's next to experience? How about some good shit? More of a harmony. The way you think and how you move really just be very aware, conscious about it. It's very interesting, to see how you operate. And when you react that way, even like examine yourself and just be like, am I jealous or insecure? Oh my God, I am. Why? This is the answer. That's the answer. This is the answer. That's the answer. Oh. It gets you to the next level. Okay, so if you hear the dogs in the background, if you hear the dogs in the background, my son's dog's here. So my grand dog is here, and she snores a lot. So, okay, let's go to Virgo. Virgo, you guys are all about family. The longevity, the loyalty, the stability, the ground. You know, you gotta really, you like a good team, and you like respect, and you like quality. You know, Virgos like quality. And the same thing about what they have and what they can produce, and even money. Let's say money here. Some of you it's about money. Some of you it's about family and money, and you know, family legacies, and wisdom. And what it's saying is, when there's too much going on with the Virgo, we get to the point where if we don't care anymore to even have a conversation, that is a danger zone. That's when people have overstayed with a Virgo. Okay? And and you know, when you get too much of that, you can get to a point where you're just pessimistic. Oh my God, this is what always happens. This is how far it's going to go. This is that, or whatever. And you're sick of this person, or, you know, you've lost hope and belief and a lot of things, and it kind of brings you down, and you stay in that dark place. You can be a high functioning you can be a high functioning pessimist, you know. You really can. And it has everything to do with your wealth too. It really does. And what it's saying is that there is a place, there is a side of you too that is motivated, and it's not with extra energy or anything like that. It just is active. It's that active Virgo. It's that, you know, it's that, you know, all the burdens. I'm a Virgo. I'm going through it, you know. All the burdens, it's just really in your mind. It's also saying, Virgos, that whatever in your life, there's something somewhere in your life that makes you feel low. It could be a relationship, something about it. Maybe someone's treating you a certain way. Work, somewhere. And you're trying to, let's say it's a relationship, you're trying to stay there and put a different energy there, but what it's actually doing is keeping you at a place that makes you feel a certain way. And you have to separate from that. I mean, if you just try it. Because it seems like you might identify yourself a certain way and like a part of someone or with someone, or because Virgos can be loyal to a fault. You know, we got the shadow and the family card. Why is that shadow so dark, you know? And what it's doing is keeping you, because all you need to do is re-envision yourself by yourself, completely by yourself. All of that energy that you put out, you know, re-put back, all of it into yourself, you know, and become active. And just keep doing that within yourself. And that will bring that balance back. It doesn't require extra energy. It doesn't require anything extra. Just switching your mind to a different you. Is it connected to someone? Is it connected to a title? What is it that kind of limits you? Or makes you feel limited or less than? That is what you need to address. And what you need to really do is switch that mind to just you. Just you. And how does that look? How does that feel? How does that continuously look? How does it evolve? How you know, how do you give to it? How do you feed it? What are you doing? You know? And I'm a Virgo. I'm even doing this and learning this as I go, you know? So, it's saying that everything is balancing for you in this way. It's because you've got that energy. The energy is right for this type of manifestation, although it's already happening. Like I said, whatever that shadow is, it is affecting your whole world exactly the way you want it. So change that mindset from this to this. Okay? Yeah. Paint your own picture. Just do that and watch what happens. Capricorn. Capricorns are number one people that really don't like to look at the past if it was a bad one, or you know, whatever. They don't really like to stay there very long. But what it's saying is that wherever a Capricorn is at right now in life, whatever you're adapted to, whatever your life is right now, it has everything to do with your childhood. And it needs to be addressed. It needs to be nurtured. It needs, and it's not to look at the bad things. It's saying look at the good things. Okay? So my father was all this and this. He was a tyrant. He was this. He was that. He was this. Whatever. It's horrible. and my mother was hard. You know, they abandoned me. They did this, and I felt like this, and all, you know, the emotions. And but then look at there's another side, because even being victim to that, and that's true. You being victim to that is denying a part of you, okay? Because there's another part to all that. Yes, somebody could be, you know, I don't know what the past, okay? But it's asking you to switch it and look at the things that were valuable, okay? Somewhere, somehow. Like, but I liked this little bit, or I liked my mom's smile sometimes, or I liked this. You know, you need to also feed this part in order to settling within your stability. Like it'll settle you just to be able to do that, to where you're not really fighting a part of yourself because you are suffering. There is a part of you that does, somewhere, somehow, from a past person or childhood or money, or, you know, whatever the situation is right now. It could be all of it. It could be all of it. There needs to be a reckoning of your past to get that stable foundation. Even just as a person, you can let it go. It's not even like a let go. Earth signs do it different. It's more like a fertiling the soil. You know, we can't just let it go. We don't know what that means. We're trees. We just like, you know, we don't know how. You know, the only way to do it is to take it and understand it and put a real emotional balance to our reality, to who we are, to our past, to figuring out how to let it go. It's not really a letting it go, it's a settling that will work for you because you gain something too. And then you can, that is the exchange for the earth signs. Then we're more, you know, likely to be, you know, settled. That's how we feel, you know. I'm earth and I have a lot of air and, you know, Scorpio, but and also remember the good things about you from the past. Yeah, you guys may have been crazy too in the past. Maybe you did things yourself, you know, and, you know, which made you feel like you were a bad person. Maybe you did do bad things, you know, whatever. But you got to give yourself credit too. There were things about you that was good. You know, you got to get that part too. And that's not for others to do that. You have to do that for yourself. Because if you can do that, you water your own ground. You know, you put the love back of yourself, the acceptance of yourself, back into your stability. And that is so important because it puts knowledge, it puts settling, it puts healing, it puts, you know, a new way of doing things. It puts new celebrations, it puts new experiences, you know, in your soil. Earth signs have to do it like that, you see. So we got the desert. We got, hey, this is you. It's supposed to be green, and it's saying you need to water it with good things of the past about you. about you. You need to put that into you to do this. Come from here to this. And that is your job. Not everybody else's job. You do it. This is your work. Anybody else can say anything. This is for you. You're supposed to have time for you. It's okay. It's good to have, not like all the time in the world, but that time, the right kind of time. You know, some people, they have their time and they relax or whatever. This is the right kind, where you're kind of focused on you and, you know, really liking a lot of parts of you. Two, that's what I'm saying. Finding the good parts of you too. You got to know that part too. It's not only just a drought that you're to know. And it's fine, because you got to experience that. You got to know what it is to have a drought, to not do that again. And, you know, you had to experience that. But now it's time for you to experience right in the middle. You know, nothing was wrong and nothing was right. Everybody does what they do. But now it's time for this. By doing this. You gotta work on your spirit too. Not just your looks or your food or whatever. You work on your spirit too. This is your time. This is the real time. This is a good time. Okay, one card for Taurus. The Hermit. You're kind of learning your body more and your senses, Tauruses. You are sensitive, and right now you are just feeling the changes within you. You're kind of being aware. You're more aware of changes and within your body and your energy. You're just kind of more about you. We're in a submissive energy right now. You're kind of vulnerable, you feel like. A lot of you guys. Although you might appear strong or aggressive, you're very sensitive. You have a sensual nature about you, and that is actually why you guys can be very reserved. You don't like to really, you know, waste that energy. You like to keep it to yourself a lot, actually, if you're honest about it. You're more relaxed. Yeah, right now you're just wanting to allow your body and space to just be cleansed and at ease and at peace. At peace. I think for Tauruses, it's really about that balance and that peace with that Temperance card, you know. And, you know, this time producing fruits and wisdom and things like that, you know? More mature. Virgos and their sensuality and whatever. Virgo. Relationship and Virgos are falling in love with themselves. It seems like Virgos have given and submitted to others. And the Virgos have even, you know, allowed the other to take a piece of them, submitted to another, you know, really submitted to the connection. And now the Virgo, male or female, is taking it back and really submitting to themselves and giving that passion and lust and all of that to themselves. Really just really just expanding above submitting to another, you know, male or female. And it's like for a lot of the Virgos, it seemed like a lot of the connections were incredibly physical, but not on an intellectual or connecting truly, but you did physically. And you guys really drank it up, you know, you really took that and really enjoyed it. You did enjoy it. So, like I said, this was something that had been going on. I think it affected the Virgo. I'll tell you, it does, and it can. And yeah, the Virgo is solo with their own physical body. And, you know, the legs are up. Like I said before, it was physical. And now they're solo. Yeah, for some of you guys, there was a 3-party relationship. The Virgo, I think, was the more sensual. And then, and then there was another one that was more, you know, this is for some, you know, and if this had been going on, this is for all, you know, the Virgos that are getting over this and feeling that sense of calm about it, by taking that, because we have a certain energy and ours is very sensual, you know, male and females. Virgos is very sensual. It's not like the Capricorn. It's not like the Taurus. We're kind of like the Leos and the fire sign. We're in the middle. We do this glow type of thing, you know. So the Virgo's energy is more mutable. You know, it has to be, you know, things have to be settled. The energetic, you know, the energy of it has to be a settling. It's a certain kind of energy. It moves a certain way. It kind of looks like this. You know, more of a tone outward with a little bit of a ripple. And because I see all these two, and I see the circle here. Bam. Bam. To bam. So these are Virgos I'm talking about. That is taking their power back, has been through some things, has been through a lot about themselves, has been through a lot around them in their life, a lot with them battling, you know, being depressed and not motivated and non-active, and, you know, that shadowy feeling. And it's because you're in certain connections that makes you feel this way. And I'm not saying is that other person's fault. A lot of times it is. Sometimes people are intentional what they do. So there is a fault. Now, you sticking around or being around people like this, that is your fault. You know, what do you have to do? You know, if you're feeling a sore, you know, I feel like this has to do with other people, Virgos, male and female, because it seems that you're taking your power back. You're putting that sensual, all of it in you, and none of it to the other person. Not any. Because you look at this. You got the magical legs. You got the purple legs. You can do things. You're the magician. You can do things. But it seems like you also know, too, in your full power, you don't put up with this at all. You'd be on your game. Get on your game. Get on your game. Make that your motto. Get on your game. Write it down on your arm. Get on your game. I'm talking to myself, too. You know what I mean? We know our effect. We bring life back to your life. Type of shit. It is luscious and delicious. And we got to give that to ourselves. Like I said, we need to start thinking. Not of this, not of that. No more of this torturous, you know, self-reflecting. Because it seems like a lot of you guys have went through a lot of shit. And we need to be thinking how we're acting the next day. How are we acting? What is going on? It's nothing more and nothing less. Virgos have that healing energy. They do very naturally. They're good family members. They're usually very good, you know. And some of this is probably not a relationship. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be work, it could be anything, like I said. Sorry for the interruptions. But let's go ahead and get to Capricorn. Love and romance. Capricorn. Capricorns, you guys are like this sexy, beautiful thing that is just like really disappointed with a lot of your past. And you know, there's people that are interested in you and they are looking. but it's more like you're sitting there and you know you're beautiful, but you're this beautiful, sad ball of, mess, And again, that has everything to do with what I was talking about earlier. Look at yourself and give yourself, genuine, real good credits too about your past, about you, and that needs to be looked at. You can't just look at it and be like, oh, I did it. No, no, no. It needs to be really evaluated and understood and soaked in. All of that needs to soak in. You need some time with that. So it's saying, instead of, feeling like this beautiful, because Capricorns are beautiful, and we know that, and I'm Capricorn rising, so I know. But turn that also into this beautiful solo mess of good things too, all of the good things you got out of it, and all of the experiences you got out of it, and how you can take that and go to the next place with that, Really sit with your fruits of you, those good reflections of you. I understand you guys are very physical. You're a physical sign. You really like that physical contact. You really like the flesh. And it kind of seems like that area of you is burned out a little bit. That excitement in that area is kind of not there so much. Your libido. You guys are still holding on to some fantasies of a past person. And the passion, the physical, raw passion of a certain time, when it just seemed like you had it all. You really loved your role. Either you were the submissive or the kind, dominant. Dominant, but also, there's certain roles, It's got to act right. We're at a time where you just felt like you were the top. You were just everything. You were just, you loved glowing like that. And what it's also saying, again, because it all has to do with this work that I was talking about, all of that is not gone. It's a piece of you. It's a part of you. Those experiences are to go into this, foundation. You had all of those, because I keep seeing repeats of memories and times and timetables and, these great moments, when you had it all. And many times of those winning successes in your life, you know, what you felt they were, and it felt great to you and you loved it and it was amazing. It was that life, you know. It was, again, all of that is still a part of you. It didn't get lost. It's still a part of you. So now you're more, it's saying now you're more than just land. You're more. Now you go into life a little different, more mature. Transcend to more mature and abundant, more ready to put the green in stuff, you know, the spring. Breathe that in every day. You know, all the sincere good things. Taking that time to really soak those sincere good things and those memories, not instead of looking at them as sadness, but taking them in as, wow, I really did that, or I really got to experience, I really had these experiences too. I wasn't just a total crazy lunatic, or I wasn't just a perfect, you know, asshole. You know, I got all of it. Wow. Wow. It's different for Capricorns because Capricorns like to be at that young state. And it doesn't even matter if you're sophisticated. There is a certain youth about them somewhere. And, you know, the most sophisticated ones will like to live vicariously through others, but, you know, they still get that. But most of the time, Capricorns are out there, you know, experiencing themselves. And this is, it's not saying that, you know, you're late in doing this. It's saying now is this part of the journey for you to do this. Because you have another stage. You're not done. Another stage is something different. It's to help you do this. Flourish. Because the other way was actually suffering and kind of lonely. Whatever desert type of period you were in or are in. It's your turn to now manifest that into fertilizer. And can you do it? How good are your manifestation skills? How can you transform? Use that earth energy to fertilize. Capricorns are fertilizers, you know. So give yourself the riches of everything in the past too. And then you become a different type of you. Yes, it's different. You're the master of this.